Hello and welcome back to Daily English Podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Sarah. Hi, everyone. It's great to have you with us today.
Whether you're walking, cooking, or studying English right now, thanks for tuning in. You're in the right place for friendly English practice.
Today, we're talking about something almost everyone deals with, overthinking. That's right. Our topic is how to stop overthinking.
Have you ever wondered why your mind sometimes just keeps spinning, even when you want it to stop? Maybe before a big test, or when you have to make a big decision.
Or maybe you replay a conversation again and again in your head, thinking, did I say the right thing? You're definitely not alone.
Today, we're going to dive deep into what overthinking is, why we do it, and most importantly, how we can stop it, or at least manage it better.
We'll share tips, real stories, and simple English phrases you can use, and we'll even talk about how overthinking can be different in different cultures. So stick with us.
So Sarah, let's start with a quick question. Are you an overthinker?
Oh, honestly, yes. I'm definitely an overthinker, especially at night. Sometimes I lie in bed thinking about everything I said that day or worrying about the future. How about you, David?
Yeah, me too. It's like my brain is a hamster on a wheel sometimes. It just keeps going and going, especially when I have a big decision to make or if something went wrong during the day.
Exactly. I think most people do it, but some of us do it more than others. Listeners, what about you? Do you sometimes overthink things? Think about that for a second.
And if you do, don't worry. It's natural, but it can make life more stressful. So today, we'll talk about ways to break free from all that mental noise.
Let's start by explaining what overthinking actually means. David, want to give it a try?
Sure. Overthinking means thinking too much about something, often so much that it stops you from taking action or makes you feel stuck. It's like your thoughts are running in circles.
Yeah, and sometimes you keep asking yourself, what if this happens, or should I have done that differently? It's hard to relax.
Exactly. It's not just thinking a lot. It's thinking in a way that's not helpful. You might feel anxious, worried, or even sad.
Let's give a quick example just to make it super clear. Imagine you had a job interview yesterday. After the interview, you keep replaying every answer in your head, wondering if you said something wrong. You can't stop thinking about it. That's overthinking.
Great example. Or maybe you sent a text message to a friend and now you worry. Did I sound rude? Are they mad at me? And then you check your phone every 2 minutes.
I've definitely done that. Okay, so we know what overthinking is, but why do people overthink?
That's a good question. I think sometimes we overthink because we care. We want things to go well, so we try to think of every possible outcome. But sometimes it just makes us more nervous.
Right, and sometimes it's because we're afraid of making mistakes. We want to be perfect, but nobody's perfect.
Yeah, and I think, especially in some cultures, people are taught to be careful and think things through, but sometimes it goes too far.
That's interesting. Actually, when I was teaching in Japan, I noticed some of my students were really careful about making mistakes in English. They worried a lot before speaking, and sometimes they stayed silent because they were overthinking grammar or pronunciation.
Oh, I've seen that too in different places. In Western cultures, people sometimes say, just try. Don't worry if it's not perfect. But it's hard to do that when you're used to thinking a lot before you speak.
So true. Let's talk about some pros and cons of overthinking. Is there any good side to it?
Well, I guess sometimes overthinking can help you avoid mistakes. Like, if you're planning something important, thinking carefully can help you catch problems before they happen.
Right. And sometimes it can mean you care about quality. You want to do your best. But the problem is when you get stuck and don't move forward.
Yeah, it's a balance, right? Think enough, but not too much. If you overthink, you might miss opportunities. Like, maybe you want to join a club or try something new, but you worry so much that you never try.
Exactly. Or maybe you keep thinking about a mistake from the past, and it stops you from enjoying your day. That's one of the big disadvantages.
So what are some common challenges people face when they try to stop overthinking?
I think one big challenge is just noticing when you're doing it. Sometimes we don't even realize our mind is running wild.
That's true. Another challenge is breaking the habit. Overthinking can feel automatic. It's hard to stop, especially if you've been doing it for years.
And sometimes people think that if they stop overthinking, they'll make more mistakes. But actually, making small mistakes is a normal part of life.
Yeah, that's a common misconception. People believe that if they think more, they'll find the perfect answer. But sometimes there's no perfect answer.
So true. I remember last year, I had to decide whether to move to a new city. I made lists, I talked to friends, I even dreamed about it. But in the end, I realized I'd never have all the information. I just had to make a choice. It was scary, but it felt good to finally decide.
Thanks for sharing that, Sarah. I had a similar experience with a job change. I kept worrying, what if I don't like it? What if it's too hard? But once I jumped in, I realized most of my worries weren't true.
Listeners, can you think of a time when you overthought something? Maybe about school, work, or friends. Take a moment to remember how that felt.
It's not always easy to let go of those thoughts, but let's talk about some actionable tips that can really help.
Definitely. I'll start with the first tip. Notice when you're overthinking. Try to catch yourself. You can even say, stop in your mind.
Great one. My tip is write your thoughts down. Sometimes seeing your worries on paper helps you realize which ones are important and which ones are just noise.
Oh, I love that. And after you write them down, you can ask yourself, is this worry helpful? Can I do something about it? If not, maybe it's time to let it go.
Another tip is to focus on what you can control. If you can do something, do it. If you can't, try to accept it and move on.
I agree. Sometimes I use a timer. I give myself, say, 10 minutes to think about a problem. After that, I tell myself, that's enough for today. It helps me move on.
That's clever. And don't forget to take action, even if it's a small step. Action can break the cycle of overthinking.
Yes. Even just making a decision, sending that email, or asking a question can make you feel better.
I've heard that talking to someone you trust can help too. Sometimes saying your worries out loud makes them feel smaller.
Absolutely. And sometimes it helps to move your body. Go for a walk, do some exercise, or just stretch. It can help your mind relax.
That's so true. I run when I feel stuck. The fresh air and movement help clear my head.
I like listening to music or doing deep breathing. It's simple, but it works for me.
Let's try something together now. Listeners, wherever you are, take a slow, deep breath. In and out. Sometimes even one breath can help calm your mind.
Nice. And if you're learning English, remember, making mistakes is okay. Don't let overthinking stop you from speaking. The more you practice, the better you'll get.
That's a great point. In English-speaking cultures, people often value trying and learning from mistakes. It's more important to communicate than to be perfect.
Exactly. And sometimes the fear of making a mistake is worse than the mistake itself.
Let's talk about another tip. Practice mindfulness. That just means paying attention to the present moment, instead of worrying about the past or future.
If you're not sure how to do that, try this. Look around you. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Bringing your attention back to now can stop the overthinking loop.
That's great, and you don't have to meditate for hours. Even a minute or two can help.
Another idea is to focus on solutions, not just problems. If you find yourself stuck, ask, what can I do next?
Yeah, and sometimes shifting your attention helps. Do something you enjoy, a hobby, a game, or even just chatting with a friend.
I find that when I paint or bake, I forget about my worries, at least for a while.
That's cool. For me, it's playing guitar. The music helps me focus on something positive.
So to sum up a few more tips, notice your thoughts, write them down, set a time limit for worrying, talk to someone, move your body, practice mindfulness, focus on solutions, and enjoy your hobbies.
Let's add one more. Be kind to yourself. If you notice you're overthinking, don't get upset. Just say, okay, I see what's happening, and try one of these tips.
Yes, remember, everyone overthinks sometimes. You're not alone.
Let's make it interactive. Listeners, here's a mini challenge. The next time you catch yourself overthinking, choose one of the tips we talked about today. Maybe write your thoughts down, take a walk, or simply breathe. See how you feel.
And if you want, you can write to us and tell us how it went. We'd love to hear your stories.
Let's highlight some important vocabulary from today's episode to help you remember.
Great idea. Our first word is overthink. It means to think about something too much or for too long. For example, don't overthink your English, just try.
Number 2 is mindfulness. That's focusing on the present moment, not worrying about the past or future. Like, mindfulness can help you relax.
Third, cycle. In this case, it means a repeated series of events like a loop. For example, overthinking can become a cycle that's hard to break.
Number 4 is let it go. This is a common phrase in English that means to stop worrying about something. For example, if you make a mistake, just let it go.
Number 5, worries. These are the thoughts that make you feel anxious or nervous, like writing down your worries can help you see them more clearly.
Our 6th word is anxious. It means feeling worried or nervous. For example, I felt anxious before my interview.
Do you want to add another one, David?
Sure, how about take action? It means to do something instead of just thinking. Like, when you take action, you stop overthinking.
That's a really important one. And just a quick cultural note. In English-speaking countries, people often say things like, don't worry about it, or let's move on when someone makes a mistake. It's a way of showing support.
And the word mindfulness comes from the word mind, meaning your thoughts, and fullness, meaning full of. So it literally means full of mind, paying full attention to your mind and what's happening now.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Listeners, try using these words and phrases this week. Practice makes perfect.
Let's wrap up today's episode. Sarah, what's your main takeaway about overthinking?
I think the most important thing is to notice when you're overthinking and remember, it's okay. Be kind to yourself and try one of the tips we shared. Small steps can make a big difference.
I agree. For me, it's about not letting overthinking stop you from living your life. Take action, even if it's a little scary. You might be surprised at how things turn out.
And remember, mistakes are part of learning, whether it's English or anything else.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this episode and learned something useful.
Don't forget to subscribe, share the podcast with friends, and keep practicing your English.
We'll be back soon with another episode of Daily English Podcast. Until then, take care and try not to overthink things.
Bye for now, and remember you're doing great.